What are some signs of an incompatible relationship?
Incompatibility in a dating relationship refers to your non-negotiables. If we're just going to really say like completely, I'm incompatible with this person, that's because you have things already in your mind that's a non-negotiable. I'm incompatible for this thing that I cannot be with someone if they have this in their life. That's incompatibility.
Is this a good example? I'm thinking of someone, like a woman who's always wanted to have tons of kids. This is always my example. She wants to have tons of kids, and the person that she's dating is like, yeah, I don't want to ever have kids. You're just not compatible.
Yeah, I mean, that's an extreme example.
I mean, that's an extreme but easy example.
It definitely happens. And the earlier you know that, the better.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that would definitely be a case of incompatibility. It could be something like, for example, in our marriage, there was definitely a time when you thought that you were going to work forever. Yeah. You're like, yeah, I'll have kids. I want kids, but I don't see myself staying at home and just being a mom.
And can I pause you right there? Because I always want to speak into this. You have to give your partner and your spouse grace and room to grow, because some of their like opinions are going to change and grow. Like that's something that I thought. And I really was like, I was set on that. Yeah. And then once I had kids, I'm like, this is not cool. And I do not want this. And so
not want what?
I did not want to work full time and have my babies be taken care of by somebody else. Yeah, I just have to throw that in there, that a lot of times some of your opinions or what you think marriage is going to be like or what you think you're going to want in marriage, it's going to change. And so you do need room. You need room for that.
Yeah, it was one of those that I really don't think I explored it too much as a compatibility or uncompatibility issue. It was one of those things where I was like, okay, if that's what you want, fine. There's also that. There's also things that are just non-issues where compatibility doesn't really apply here. And that was one of those where I'm like, I'm okay if you want to keep working because that's meaningful to your mind and life and, you know, the kind of forward trajectory of your personal life.
Right.
I was totally fine if you wanted to keep working. I was totally fine if you also wanted to stay home and be a mom. Yeah. So when that shift took place, it wasn't an issue because it wasn't an issue from the beginning. Not everything has to be filtered through that.
Sometimes you might have a thought or an opinion, but it's not like totally against the other person. Like they might not agree with you. Like this example right here, you weren't like, yes, you have to work. Like my wife is going to work because for whatever reason, or the opposite. My wife has to stay home. Like I don't want to be with somebody. So if you're not like this, then it's okay. Yeah. But it's good to know if you are like this and you decide to move forward with something, you have to know that like that's going to be an issue. It's going to be an ongoing issue.
I don't really know how else to kind of look at incompatibility. It's the opposite of compatibility.
Yeah, that's good.
Is this something that I really need to focus on or not? Is this a non-negotiable or not? That's really what you have to determine for yourself, because it's going to be so personal what is incompatible to your life. And I like what you said about giving your spouse grace. In a dating relationship, giving that person that you're dating a little grace to, and yourself a little space. Give your partner a little grace and yourself a little space to change.
Yeah, because you will.
Especially if relationships are new. Maybe you're just getting into dating. Maybe you're just new to being in relationships with people. Give a little space for yourself to change. You may have never been confronted with a certain opinion, with a certain stance, with a certain way of doing things, and immediately go to, well, I guess we're just incompatible because my family didn't do it that way. I never did it that way. That's it. That's going to get tough in marriage because we're completely different people.
Yeah, relationships are all about learning. You learn in the relationship is where you grow and where you learn. And you are going to be confronted with opinions and thoughts that you might not even know what you think about yet. And you have to work that out. And the person that you're with might change how they think about it as you work it out. And that's the beautiful thing about relationships. But it's important to know that you don't have to have it all together, and don't expect the person that you're with to have it all together and keep that stance for the rest of their life.